What's up, everyone? It's Chris and Rod from PickDogs.com here with your free live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm going to say no excuses, just free picks. I think I learned that from somebody from doing these morning shows for the last 3 years. But anyways, Rod, ton of action today. Lots of college hoops, NBA, NHL. How was yesterday for you?
It was a rough day yesterday. I got taken to the woodshed, but I had one of those days last week, and I turned that bounce back day into an 8-3 day. So that's what I'm looking for. I went 0-4 yesterday. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a beach ball. So those days happen, and today's a new day. And moving on. Love today's action, as you said, is loaded. We got a loaded college basketball card, loaded NHL card, and definitely a few NBA gems in there as well. So excited for first day of March Madness. How can you not be excited? It's like, woo! It's like Christmas.
Yeah, I tell you, if the chaos around here this morning is any sign of what we're in store for March Madness, it's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of me sweating, a lot of me running around, potentially some yelling, some panicking, potentially some noxious gases. Who knows at this point? But yeah, I had a average day. I think I went 3-5 yesterday. UC Irvine got me late. I wish they had showed up against Oregon, but unfortunately they just one of those games where Oregon got their revenge. But I think it's you look at the box score for that game and it tells you everything you know. A UC Irvine team that shot around 39% from three for the majority of the year started that game shooting 0 of 11 from three, and you're not going to win many games if those shots aren't falling. And Oregon just, like you said, they came out and guys that played limited minutes for the bulk of the season, coming in and hitting shots late. When you saw the bench erupting, kind of knew it was done at that point. But that's okay. Like you said, we move on. The beauty thing is you can have a bad day, and it's only one day. You can move on to the next day and basically hit the reset button and start all over. But there were some games yesterday that left me scratching my head. That Oklahoma State game was one. There were just too many to speak of. But you know what? Like I said, yesterday is yesterday. Move on to today. We're going to switch things up a little bit just because of obviously March Madness and there being 12 o'clock tip-offs. We're going to roll with college basketball first. Instead, we just want to make sure that we get these in for you guys. I know a lot of people are going to bet these afternoon tip-offs. So, Rob, we'll look at the first four. We've got West Virginia taking on Maryland. You got Furman taking on Virginia. Utah State and Missouri. And Kansas and Howard. Any of those four?
Yeah, for me in these one in that four, I'm going to go with Howard plus the points here against Kansas. I think Kansas wins this game, but if you look, Kansas definitely not the greatest at covering spreads. 16-18 on the season at covering spreads. Well, Howard's 18-13. And I think just 22.5 points is just a touch too many. I think Howard can keep it within 20 points of this one. So for me, Kansas definitely wins this one, but not by that many. I'm going to go with Howard plus the points in that one.
Yeah, I think the one that I'm going to go with here is I'm going to take Utah State. I'll either lay the 1.5 or take them on the money line because I think March Madness is one place where I would be willing to just lay a little bit of juice on like a -1.5 favorite, or even just like a -1 favorite. Try to get any sort of variance avoid any sort of variance out of those. Those buzzer beater lines, the buzzer beater baskets that, maybe take you from, going down 2 to up 1 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and even then in today's NCAA, if you have a team that's down by 3 and you have, I guess this applies for the plus 1.5, but you have a team that's down by 3 and all of a sudden you're seeing teams start to foul now to avoid that 3-point shot. So, there's just a lot of changes that have been made from the way we used to be able to handicap March Madness. So I'm going to take Utah State on the money line. I saw a lot of people in the YouTube comments for that video saying, why is Utah State favored? Is Missouri injured or something? No, it's the fact that Utah State shoots really, really well from the floor. I mean, it's a team that was I think they were 11th in the country. I'm trying to pull up the number here. 11th in the country, I think, in 3-point percentage. Let me see here. Where is it? Yeah, they were 10th in the country in 3-point percentage, They were top 40 in pretty much every shooting aspect across the board, 11th in effective field goal percentage, 13th in offensive efficiency. But the 3-point percentage is what stands out to me, because Missouri, yeah, they could defend the three well in SEC play, but that was against an SEC conference where only 4 teams shot better than 33%, better than average in that conference on the year. And I mean, realistically, you're not going to have that same success if you're leaving Utah State wide open. And Missouri was one of those top 4 teams in the SEC that shot above 33%. So I'm going to take Utah State here. I think if the shots are falling, which I think they will be for Utah State, I think they get the job done and move on. So give me Utah State there. And we'll move on to the next 4. We've got Alabama taking on Texas A&M Corpus Christi. You got San Diego State taking on Charleston, Arizona taking on Princeton, and Arkansas taking on Illinois. Rod?
You're up.
Oh, okay. Go the traditional route today? Okay, I don't mind. Okay. I'll go with Arkansas, laying the 1.5. Again, this is one of the tougher matchups in the first round, but I think you really saw the potential of this Arkansas team with Nick Smith Jr. when he came back. I think if Arkansas was healthy the entire year, we're not talking about them as an 8 seed. I think we're talking about them as a top 3 seed in any region. This Arkansas team is really that good. Illinois is a solid team, but I just think Arkansas is just the better team. You know, we talk about how, you know, the Big Ten, it felt like a down year for the Big Ten this year. The Big Ten didn't seem very good. I mean, outside of maybe Purdue and a couple other teams, but I think this Arkansas team is just the better team, better battle tested when they were down the stretch. I mean, when Nick Smith Jr. came back, they took Alabama down to the wire in Tuscaloosa. So I think this is a high potential, high upside Arkansas team. I think they get through this one, so I'm going to take Arkansas laying the 1.5.
And for me, I'm going to go with I'm going to take Alabama. I'm going to ride them all along, and I think they roll over the Islanders in this first one. Islanders had a great season, but this Alabama team is just way too tough. They're going to out-rebound the Islanders. They can shoot the 3 ball real well. And their defense, I've got this holding them into the 60s, and I think Alabama can easily score into the 90s. I think they win this by 30+. I'm going to take Alabama over the Islanders, Texas A&M Corpus Christi in that one. Roll Tide, roll.
I can't argue with that. A&M Corpus Christi looked good, but now they're up against a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
So now we move on to the next 4. He got Iowa taking on Auburn, Duke taking on Oral Roberts, Texas against Colgate, and Northwestern against Boise State. Ron.
And you know what? For me, in these ones, I'm going to go with Colgate plus the points against Texas. I think Texas wins the game, but I think it's just too many points. You look at Texas 7-19 in their last ATS in the last 26 tournament games, and I think Colgate's going to give Texas some trouble and battle them. And I think keep it a single-digit win for Texas. Hey, if Colgate doesn't outright them, they've been playing pretty good hoops coming into this one. So give me Colgate plus the 13.5.
You know, I'm gonna go with Oral Roberts plus the 6.5 against Duke. When this tournament bracket was released, I knew that Oral Roberts was going to be a live dog against anyone, and I think the way you saw Duke finish the year, I think a lot of people are going to start backing Duke here and getting back on the Blue Devils. 9 straight wins entering the tournament. The defense really stepped up entering the conference tournament and through the conference tournament. But this Oral Roberts team isn't just all go and no show anymore. They are, they can play defense. And this wasn't an Oral Roberts team that was fueled by offense. And I get it. The Summit League was really weak this season, so maybe an 18-0 conference record doesn't look as good when you look into the level of competition they were playing. But they've got a guard that could take over in Max Asmus. They've got a big man in the middle in Connor Vanover, 7'5". He's gonna clog the paint here. This is an Oral Roberts team that's really good at stuffing the paint and getting blocks inside. Granted, having a guy at 7'5" will definitely help with that. But I also just think that this is a Duke team. This is still a young Duke team. they were able to compose themselves and win the ACC tournament. But what happens on a neutral floor where a lot of people may not necessarily be there with any allegiance to Oral Roberts and Duke and just want to come in and root for the underdog? This could be a very hostile environment for Duke that I don't know if they're going to be able to contend with. I think Oral Roberts can come in, and if the shots are falling for Oral Roberts, watch out. I mean, it's happened before. It's an Oral Roberts that's had success as an underdog, and we all know how much we love those 12-5 upsets. So I'm going to take Oral Roberts plus the points here. And then we'll close it out with the last four. Got Houston taking on Northern Kentucky, Tennessee taking on Louisiana, Texas A&M taking on Penn State, and UCLA up against UNC Asheville. Rod, I'm still deciding here, so I'll let you go first. I'll forfeit my right to go first on this one.
All right, so I'm going to go Penn State and Texas A&M in that one. And you look at Texas A&M, and they dare teams to shoot hot from the 3-point line. They don't mind giving you that shot. They're like, here you go, you shoot the 3, have at it. If you beat us from the 3, then so be it. And that's what Penn State loves to do. They love to shoot the 3. If those 3 balls start falling early and often, Penn State could outright them here. You look at Penn State; they're 3-0 since February as a dog, including 2 of those in the Big Ten tournament where they were dogs that won outright. So I'm gonna go with Penn State plus the points here. I don't think you need them. I'm gonna go Penn State on the money line here as well. I think they got a great shot to outright Texas A&M the way Texas A&M doesn't defend the 3 so well, and the Penn State gets hot, as we said. The dog could be barking in that one. So give me Penn State.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go with UNC Asheville against UCLA. I want to see how UCLA does without Jalen Clark in a tournament setting when they're laying a big number like this. Will it affect UCLA down the road when you get into the meat of the the Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, maybe Elite 8 if they get there? Personally, spoiler alert, I don't think they do. I think they get taken out by Gonzaga down the road, but I just think this UCLA team, while they're talented, they have tournament experience. They have experienced players like Jaime Jaquez Jr., Tiger Campbell. This is a UNC Asheville team that can score, and a name that you're going to hear a lot and you're going to want to keep an eye out for UNC Asheville is Drew Pember. He was the player of the year in the Big South, defensive player of the year, tournament MVP. This guy was putting up 21 and 9. He can single-handedly take over this game for UNC Asheville and keep the Bulldogs in this game. I think UCLA wins, but I think this is more of a 13 or 14 point game. I think 17 and a half, just too many. So I'm going to take a UNC Asheville and the points in that one. Well, Rob, we'll move on to NHL. We'll keep the same sort of lineup here. Same, I would say same format, but let me just pull it up here. Okay, so we got. I forgot. Even I did the videos yesterday, and I even forgot how big the schedule was today. So we'll go first 4. We got Ottawa taking on the Avalanche. You got the Panthers taking on the Canadiens. The Rangers taking on the Penguins, and the Devils taking on the Lightning. Any of those 4?
Yeah, the first one I like the over here in Tampa Bay and New Jersey. I think goals come early and often in that one. As Tampa Bay hasn't been the solid defensive team as we've seen in recent years. They've definitely given up goals, and this Devil team's given up goals as well. So I like the over in that one. As we easily get over the 6.5. I think we see we're set for an 8-9 goal game in that one.
Yeah, for mine, I'm gonna go with the Panthers on the puck line against Montreal. This game just fits the MO of where Florida's had a lot of success this season. They like to beat up on the bad teams and do so at home, and this is just the combination of both of those things coming to a head. Montreal, they're 21-12 on the puck line on the road this season. 21-13 on the puck line on the road this season. But even though they got a win last time out and they played a bunch of close games lately, I just don't see this game being all that close. Florida won the 2 meetings this year by a combined score of 13-4. I think I'm going to go with the Florida Panthers on the puck line here. I'm just going to show this comment here. Oh, wrong one. I don't know what else we can do. Gave out picks on half the half the field today. I mean, we have
And then,
videos on every. As we say, we have videos in every game on the channel too.
yeah,
Uh,
you came late. You're a little bit late.
yeah,
We did NCAA first.
yeah, we did it first today. If yeah, that's because we just talked about it first. We're trying to get the games in first because when there's 12, 15 tip off. Again, there's not much else we can do. I mean, you're not that far into the show. I mean, we have to go back about what 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So the picks are there for you, and like I said, we have videos on every game on our YouTube channel. So, Rob, we'll move on to the next set of four. We've got the Winnipeg Jets hosting the Boston Bruins. You got the Nashville Predators hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. The Edmonton Oilers taking on the Dallas Stars, and the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Calgary Flames.
You're up.
I went first last time. I keep forgetting.
I know you keep forgetting.
I'm just so used to just hosting it, and then just see Mitch kind of Mitch threw me off with this new format. I like it, but it's just I'm a creature of habit. Okay, you know what? I'll go with the Chicago Blackhawks plus 1.5. I think Chicago, kind of feeling themselves after that win over Boston. I'm not eager to lay minus 260 with the Predators. The Chicago Blackhawks, last time I was checking, we were getting plus money with the Blackhawks, starting with the 1.5. And both these teams have been playing some tight games as of late. If Chicago's not winning outright, they just took Florida to overtime. They lost by a goal at Detroit. The last meeting between these two was 3-1 in favor of Nashville, so not a blowout by any stretch. And Nashville, well, they went to overtime with the Ducks. They went to a shootout with the Kings. A 2-1 win at home over Detroit last time out. And between these two teams, a bunch of 1-goal games as well. So I'm going to take a shot here with Chicago plus 1.5.
And for me, I'm going to go to the big game between Boston and the Jets. When you look at this one, I think an under is not a bad play. I think both teams play solid defense. Boston being the best in the NHL, holding teams at 2.2 goals a game, while the Jets are holding teams at 2.8 goals a game. The first meeting of the season, Boston got the win 3-2. But for me, the better play, I'm going to go with the Jets at home here in this one, battling and playing pretty good hockey. Playing a little better than the Boston Bruins, who have lost 2 straight to Detroit and Chicago, giving up 11 goals in those 2 games. I think Jets can take advantage of Boston in this one and snag themselves a win. We watched them in Chicago when Chicago beat them. The actual Chicago crowd was chanting, "Overrated, overrated." I was like, wow, they're a pretty solid team. Chicago got a win, but I like the Jets to snag another win here. Even the season series, 1-1.
It's funny, I didn't hear any Boston teams saying about that. They must not have been able to hear all the way down in the basement.
Right. The 30th place team.
I'm sorry.
The first place team, and the crowd was going nuts.
You're not going to win every game. I think anybody's going to realize that.
No.
It's it's the little things in life for the Blackhawks faithful at that point. They haven't had much to be excited about, so maybe you'll give them a pass. But come on.
Come on, right?
Like, pick something. You beat the best team in hockey. You're beating up on the best team in hockey. Cool, but come on. Like,
it gave him something to cheer.
You're like no. Yeah! Like, I'm gonna bring out like 1999, 2000 rock. I'm gonna be like, know your role, shut your mouth, you Rudy Poot candy ass. So we'll go to the last 3 here. I got the Arizona Coyotes. I can't believe I just referenced 1999, 2000s wrestling. You got the Arizona Coyotes up against the Vancouver Canucks, the LA Kings against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the San Jose Sharks up against the Seattle Kraken. Right, any of those 3.
In these 3, I'm going to go. I'm going to take the LA Kings playing a better hockey at home, and this Columbus team on the road, 8-18 this season. Kings are still battling for the Pacific Division lead, so they need these wins. I'm going to go with the Kings on the puck line to handle Columbus. I think they win this 4-1, 5-1. Lean to a little bit of an under in that one because I don't think Columbus is going to score a whole lot of goals against the goalies that the Kings got. So I lean an under there, and I like the Kings on the puck line.
All right, I will close out the NHL. I'll take the Arizona Coyotes on the money line here. Both teams, never thought I'd say this about Vancouver or Arizona, especially when you saw everything that happened at the trade deadline at the point of the season we're in. But two of the hotter teams in the league right now, Vancouver winning 5 straight, Arizona winning 4 of 5. But the reason I'm going with Arizona is A, it's where the plus money is. It's a lot of value with the Arizona Coyotes as a home dog. But B, Vancouver won all 5 of those games on their current winning streak at home. So where they play their better hockey, they have to go out on the road now, where they obviously haven't been as good this season. This is at home or on the road. This is a Vancouver team 13-15-4 this season. At Mullet Arena, Arizona 18-11-3. So they played their best hockey at home. And while Arizona's won 4 of 5, all 4 of those wins for Arizona have come at home. The benefit for Arizona being, though, obviously that they are at home in this game. So I'm going to take the Arizona Coyotes and the plus money in that one. But Rob, what do you got for sale today? Pick Dogs Premium.
For me, over at Pick Dogs Premium, I got a nice Thump the Bookie College Basketball Thursday 5-pack. We're on a nice 50-36 college basketball run heading into the big dance. Got 5 plays I love in today's college basketball. And my $15 college basketball switch is included in that 5-pack. So head on over, scoop it up. Or if you're looking for some NHL action and NBA action, I've got a nice Thursday top shelf triple where you get a couple NHL snipers and my solo play in the NHL. You can scoop that up over at Big Dogs Premium. Or grab a month pass, pair me and Chris up with a 2-for-1 capper deal and ride us right through the March Madness tournament into the first little bit of baseball. And just think less than a month away, NHL playoffs start April 15th, first day of the NHL playoffs. Jump aboard. Best deal. Me and Chris. 2-for-1 capper deal.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I'm going to go with. I'm going to give it a pick here. I've got I got a bunch
with the 2-for-1 capper deal too.
Yeah,
how could you not? You were like, nice, I'm in. Slam dunk that stuff,
dude. My brain is so fried this morning just with everything that's going on. For me today, I got a few different packs on the board. I got a 3-pack for the afternoon college hoops and the evening college hoops, depending on what set of games you like. Also got a $15 NHL power play. Got a solo NBA play, my slam dunk play. Also got a 3-pack for the NHL where that $15 play is included. But like Rod said, the best value of anything right now is long term. The 3-day is going to get you the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament with NHL and NBA thrown in there as well. The week pass will get you at least the Sweet 16. The month pass. I mean, for me, it's $2.99, but for a 2-for-1 capper deal, it's a little bit more. But you're going to get coverage from 2 cappers. So you can do, like Rod said, you can do the both of us here, and you'll get coverage for all of March Madness, first couple weeks of Major League Baseball, NBA and NHL included. And when a daily pass is normally $40, it doesn't make sense not to hop on long term. You save yourselves money, and you go long term, and you're guaranteed, especially at this time of year, a ton of plays, the best bang for your buck. So definitely head over to Pick Dogs Premium and check that out. But Rob, we'll move on to NBA. 5-game card today. Let's get right into it. First 3 will go to the Detroit Pistons hosting the Denver Nuggets. You got the Brooklyn Nets hosting the Sacramento Kings, and the Toronto Raptors against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Which one of these do you like?
And for me, those ones, I'm going to go with the Raptors here at home, where they play their better ball. 6 points. That seems like it looks like it's a little excessive for OKC. It looks like the books are begging you to take OKC in that one, going, whoa, we're getting 6 points with the Raptor teams who's only 34 and 35 in the cover. I think it's a 6 points for a reason. If you look the last time out, Toronto played well and beat Denver. And I think here at home, Toronto gets another win. I think they win by 10 plus. Give me the Raptors. Lay the 6.
For me here, I'm going to go with the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings, while some people may call for a bit of a letdown, after a bit of an emotional finish to the game against Chicago yesterday. I don't think the back-to-back is going to bother the Sacramento team. If there was a line out early enough, I would have made this a premium. I really like the Sacramento Kings, like the way they're playing, and I don't think the back-to-back is going to bother this team. I know the back-to-backs bothered them defensively. I don't think it's going to bother them here against the Brooklyn Nets team. That they're playing well, but it's still a bare bones Brooklyn Nets team. It's definitely a step down from the Brooklyn Nets team that we saw no less than maybe even a month ago, or so I shouldn't say a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And I just think the Sacramento Kings are the better team. So I'm going to take the Kings here. I'm also going to put, we hit it yesterday, I think at plus 500. I'm going to put another couple bucks on Domantas Sabonis for a triple-double. I had one yesterday. I'm going to go for back-to-back days. I think that would make it 4 triple-doubles in his last 5 or 5 in his last 6. But, hey, they keep hitting. So give me the value with Domantas Sabonis for a triple-double there. And then we'll go to the last 2. We got the Milwaukee Bucks against the Indiana Pacers and the Phoenix Suns against the Orlando Magic. I'll lead this one off. I'll go with the Milwaukee Bucks here, laying the points at home against the Pacers. This is a massive number. There's no denying that. 13.5 points in an NBA game is a ton. But I really wonder how many of the guys for the Indiana Pacers are going to be out of the lineup once again. I've seen a ton of guys listed as questionable, but now it's starting to shift towards guys being out. Benedict Mathurin, he was doubtful yesterday. Now he's out. Chris Duarte is out. T.J. McConnell, Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, all questionable. And imagine if those guys can't go. As bad as it was for Indiana against Detroit, they lost that game to Detroit by 20. Imagine what's going to happen against the Milwaukee Bucks. I know we've seen teams rise to the occasion and play well without guys, without a lineup in the past. They get their backs up against the wall and they rise to the occasion. I don't think that's happening here. I think the Milwaukee Bucks beat them by 30 plus if that's the case. So either way, I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks to cover.
And for me, in the other one, I'm going to take the Magic plus the points here against the Suns. You look at this Magic team, and they play pretty good on the road. 15-7 ATS the last 22 road games. They're also 12-5 in their last 17 road games versus a team with a winning home record. So the Suns winning by 8? I don't think so. I'm going to go with the Magic plus the points in that one to keep it close. You look at the Magic, 5-2 ATS the last 7 meetings. They're also 12-4 ATS their last 16 trips into Phoenix. I think they keep it close with Phoenix if they don't outright him here. Give me the Magic. I believe in magic.
Man, I'll tell you, this card, I'm looking back on it, looks really good today. Rob, was there a game, and I'm going to steal one of Mitch's ideas here. Was there any game that maybe you didn't get to talk about earlier that you liked, that if you could go back and give a pick on it, you would?
For me, if I could go back and
I'm putting you on the spot here.
For me, if I go back and talk about a game, I like Iowa here over Auburn. I think Auburn they've had some shaky spots, and coming to this one, they haven't played so well into the Big Dance. 3-7, 4-6 against the number. I think Iowa's being a little bit undervalued here against Auburn, and I think they outright them. I'm going to go with Iowa on the money line, and bye-bye Auburn.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. I think the one I would go back and talk about would probably be, I see comments about it, so I'll address it. I like Furman against Virginia. I know we talk about the pack line defense of Virginia, but that forces teams to, go outside and make outside shots. And Furman likes shooting threes, and they're not terrible at making them either. There's also a Furman team that if they get inside, watch out, because they lead the country in 2-point shooting percentage. I think Furman could be definitely a live dog in this matchup. So I'm gonna take a shot here with Furman plus the 5.5. I'll sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I think there's a lot of opportunities for money line dogs here today. But Rod, at the end of the show, we managed to stretch this out to a half hour. I know a lot of our shows have been quick because we like to get to the picks, like to get to the point. And Mitch just has a lot more stories than we do. We could talk about food all we want or stuff like that, but we just like getting down to it. And with all the games tipping off or the action tipping off, I should say, in about 45 minutes, You got a parlay for everybody?
Devin, I got a parlay for everybody. We're going to go with all hoops parlay. We're going to go with Penn State plus the points. We're going to go with the Raptors lay the points. And we're going to take the Magic plus the points. Probably those three up today.
Yeah, for my parlay, let's see here. I'm going to go with Sacramento Kings. I'm going to go with the. See, the nice thing about this is I don't feel rushed because I know Mitch normally likes to press and be like, make a decision. Come on, spit it out. I'll go with the Sacramento Kings. I'll go with UNC Asheville plus the points, and I'll go with you. I'll go with Iowa plus the 1.5. And all I will say is I will leave it with this. I do like the over in that game, but I will say the public's not always wrong. I know Furman definitely looking like a public dog. I think that's what everybody's got to remember is that this is March Madness. Anything can happen, and I like I said, I'm not going to sway anybody. If you're stuck on one side, that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this community. We can share picks. We can talk about other sides, and all be on different sides. At the end of the day, we're just here to all beat the books. So. But anyways, we appreciate each and every one of you guys coming on today, helping us out. Remember to drop a like, hit that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton. Doesn't cost you a cent. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you're subscribed as well. Get those notifications on when we put out new content. And appreciate each and every one of you guys. Best of luck with all your bets today. Let's beat up the books. Let's crush this March Madness.
Beat the books.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later.